All right, happy Saturday night, everybody. Welcome on into Raiderland Rewind, presented by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock, created by a great Raider, Dr. John Skelton, helping you live your best life. Hey, we're not waiting for 2026. We're going to do it right now, guys. And you're going to go to their Facebook page and their website. You're going to live life well. Check out all the cool stuff you're doing. We got stuff to talk about here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. That's right, Hat Creek Interiors. You don't have to own a ranch to live like it. They got the best Western style furniture you're going to find between the East Coast and the West Coast. No matter where you live, they ship to you here in the United States. Hatcreek.us, the website. Check out their showroom. You're going to go in there and go, I need that for the man cave. I need that for my office. My wife needs that. We're going to do, you get the idea. All right, let's get to the rewind. Tech wins 43-20 today over Kansas State. They wore them down. They wore them out. They overwhelmed them late. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, the website. Everything you do, you can find there. Our morning columns, our daily broadcast, and, of course, in the morning, 5 things we know on a Sunday. This is Raiderland Rewind. We give you our recap of the Texas Tech game. You give us your thoughts, comments, and everything else. So much to get to on a 43-20 win. It sets up game day for ESPN coming to Lubbock. I guess we care about that, right? That's a deal, right? Thought we all hated ESPN. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Either way, it's the biggest game Texas Tech has played, I think, in the last 50 years. Bigger than the Oklahoma, certainly the biggest home game Texas Tech has played in the last 50 years. We can go back to 76 in Houston and that loss. There was still a lot of meat left on the bone then. But right now, it's all before you. You control your own destiny. Go to the Big 12 title game. I believe if you get to the Big 12 title game, you get to the college football playoff. Therefore, I would submit that this coming Saturday at 11 o'clock at Jones Stadium, the biggest football game you played in about 50 years. Certainly in Lubbock, maybe in the history of the program. Don't know. You tell me. We'll get your thoughts on that. But we get your thoughts first on the game today. What you liked, what you didn't like, what impressed you, everything else. My goodness, how much more can this Texas Tech defense do? What more do we need to see to anoint them as the best defense, period, end of sentence, ever Texas Tech, modern era? Yeah. Yep. We'll say it. Oh, yeah. We'll say it. Yeah. Run game back. And thank you very much, Jacoby Williams, for helping that. No thanks to the offensive line. We'll get to the offensive line as we go through. Baron Morton back. How about letting him throw downfield a little bit more? Can we do that? And then anything else on your mind? But my goodness, it all probably starts with the defense. If Jacob Rodriguez were a quarterback, doing what he's doing as a linebacker, he's a surefire Heisman candidate. If he's a two-way player, gimmick player, playing defense or wide receiver a little bit here and there, he's a Heisman candidate. But because he's a linebacker, we can't have them get the Heisman Trophy. That's a shame because he may be the best college football player in the country right now, doing what he does at his position, the impact that he has. We said last week, he's the most impactful defensive player I've seen in a Red Raider uniform in a long time. Impactful. You've had a lot of great defenders, but impactful? Nothing like it. All right, your comments are stacking up. We like this show to be about you. We ask you to do one thing tonight here on the Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock. Go to our sponsors. Tell them thanks, the Power of 5. Go to their Facebook page. Tell them thanks for supporting Raiderland. Thanks for being out there. Live Life Well Clinic, Hat Creek Interiors, and everybody's on the United Supermarket chat line tonight. You know, the grocery store that takes care of you, the grocery store in West Texas and beyond, the grocery store that puts their name on things at Texas Tech, as opposed to the one in town that gladly takes your money and then puts it on things in Austin. You guys get it. So the Power of 5, if 5 people watching the show tonight will do that, we'll go to our sponsors and tell them thanks. That's huge. Also, invite, share. If you're on YouTube, hit the like thing, hit share, invite people in. Same thing on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, Facebook Live. The more the merrier. We're going to go as long as the conversation is good fun and everything else. All right. Uh, Unimpressed Pooch. Interesting name. I'm pumped, but how do we not have a functioning silent cat at week 9? Don't know. And I don't think it's even that. I just think it's an entirely undisciplined offensive line. I apologized to them in the first half when I said, hey, I apologize for telling the offensive line that you guys, were underperforming the last few weeks. Actually, I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're very disciplined. I don't think they're very good. How about that? And that you're still a one-loss team with it is amazing. Don't get me started in the offensive line. Old Texas Tech man, Kavion Bryant announced today he's committed to Texas Tech. Call me when he gets here. Call me when he makes an impact. But that's good news. Had Texas Tech lost today, nobody would care. Jeff on YouTube. What surprised me the most? Morton surviving the entire game. I get it. I understand. Looked healthy. Looked good when they allowed him to throw the ball. James, thumbs up. Gino reposted this stream. Way to go, Gino. We appreciate it. Let's go off of YouTube. Great day to be a Red Raider. And James, the offense owes the defense a few cases of potential drink sponsor. Absolutely. The defense balled out and bailed them out so many times in the first half and everything else today. And there were critical moments where the offense did have, we talk about in baseball, the shutdown inning, or you get the lead and you get the shutdown inning. There were a couple of times today where the offense did respond with a little bit of an SDI type possession. That they did momentarily play complementary football. But the defense in the first half, that kept you in. They gave you a chance to win. And it helped beat down Kansas State psychologically. Avery Johnson, one long run in the first half. That was their offense. It got loose. And I got to give Matt Wells and Chris Kleiman credit on that play. The 54 yards, 51 yards, 54. They schemed it up really nice that through motion and formation, everybody moved to the left. Johnson goes to the right. There's nobody out there. There's no safety. There's no cornerback. Outside linebacker, I believe, got either blocked or walled off. I can't remember on the play. I'll have to go back and look at it. But I got to give him credit. I mean, that's designed, that you're trying to break it back against the – other than that, the defense in the first half, unbelievable. Jeff, officiating abysmal. That's really bad for those of you in Muleshoe or Littlefield, is what he's saying right there. Robert Christopher, RC from Facebook. Only complain about the game. Can we get rid of replay? Seriously, why do we have it? To slow the game down, to screw it up. Who was it? Pereira today, the official, analyst there for Big Fox and does NFL games and everything. You could tell he was just like, these guys are clueless. These guys are stupid. He's like, these guys can't get anything right. And the officiating was bad. Both teams cut both ways. But at least we had replay to slow it down and make it take a long time. Let's see. Texas Hoosier. Bigger than 08 UT? Yeah, bigger than 08 UT. And here's why. In 08, while that was a big game, anniversary day today, you still had OU looming out there that was a colossus that very few people thought you would have a chance to beat in Norman. And you had Oklahoma State after that to get to OU, so you beat Oklahoma State after that. But the bigger game would have been OU from what was in front of you standpoint, obviously. But you weren't going to beat OU. You can beat BYU. You can beat UCF. You can beat West Virginia. You can get to the Big 12 title game. Within the context and the landscape of what you play in, and the fact that there's a playoff now, I would submit that this coming game is much bigger than Texas in 08. Texas in 08 became bigger in retrospect because you won. I'm not saying it wasn't a big game then. Huge game. One of the biggest games in Texas Tech football history over the last, the modern era, whatever you want to call that, from 1960 on into the Southwest Conference, if you want to go 70s on, and the Jim Carlin, Steve Sloan era. If we want to try to put it in context that way, we can. That's fine. And if you just want to say, hey, I disagree, it's not that big a deal, that's fine. I get it. Jeff gets in on the United Supermarkets and Market Street chat line. I was there today. O-line marginally better in the second half. Marginally better, but still, they're getting pushed around. They're getting out physicaled. I would like to see what the yardage after contact was today for Williams and Dickey. That it seemed like everything they got on their own. Morton getting sacked in big situations, guys coming free. I'm sorry, but this offensive line is just not really that good. It's marginal at best, as you said, marginally better. It's just good enough right now. We used to call the Tech defense the just good enough defense. This offensive line, to me, is just good enough. But the maddening penalties, jumping off sides, you can't put all that. That crowd's not that loud. And they get penalties at home, so you can't even put it on that. I think they're undisciplined. I think they're weak-minded. And now that we've seen them play against some moderately physical teams, they were getting manhandled. Cody Campbell needs to say, I will again, and this time not screw it up on the offensive line. Seem to get everything else right. But I'm sorry, if this team doesn't get where you want it to go, it will be first and foremost the offensive line. And then after that, it's the secondary. Secondary still has a propensity to have some chunk plays thrown at them, look lost on deep balls. They get bailed out by the front, pressuring the quarterback a lot. 100%. So, yeah, there's Jeff's comment. O-line marginally better in the second half. Screw Kirk Herbstreit. Like to ask him, what does it feel like to have egg on your face, ESPN? What did Kirk Herbstreit do? I have no idea what Kirk Herbstreit did. Did he do something? What did he do? James, I wish a primetime game next week was a better time after 5 p.m. I like the 11 a.m. start because that's like 9 a.m. right now, body clock BYU. And Tech fans are going to be liquored up no matter what. It doesn't 11 o'clock start, game day, all the crap that's going to go on, everything that's happening. Crowd's going to be, as Spike Dykes used to say, livid. They're just livid. You won't have a problem getting up, but I mean, just like physically for BYU. And remember, we got the time change going on, right? So it's still kind of wonky next week. I don't mind the 11 o'clock start. I really don't. Embrace it, own it, and raise unshirted Cane. I don't know what Darren is exactly agreeing to, but I appreciate him saying agreed. We used to call this a caller clinic back in the day. When you respond, whether it's my show or otherwise, on these deals, on text messages, radio shows, live shows like this, give a little bit more than I agree. Say, I agree with blank, or I agree with this, or this, that, kind of give a little bit more for the host to read, because it's not your fault. It's our fault. Since we don't take calls anymore, nobody calls into call-in shows, we're kind of flying in the blind on things. And I hate that, but it puts the pressure on you as a responder to give us a little bit more meat. There you go. Not Darren's fault. Meanwhile, Steve Woodward, number 9, Vandy loses. 10, Miami lost. 13, Texas Tech won. Best guess, break the top 10. I don't know. Don't care, because now the AP rating doesn't matter, because they're going to come out, I believe, isn't this the first week where we're going to get the college football playoff rankings on Monday night? Is that not correct? Now all of those don't matter. Now the one that matters is going to start coming out. So AP or anything else like that, Coaches Poll, UPI, Reuters, Lubbock Avalanche Journal. I think now we're going to get the playoff poll, aren't we? That's the only one that matters now. And really, none of that. You put yourself now where if you win next week, still got to win out. I know. I am not chalking up UCF and West Virginia's free spaces on the bingo card. Nope, not doing it. But this really sets it up, doesn't it? This is today. And weren't you? I don't know about you. I was more trepidatious about Texas Tech going to Kansas State than playing a very good BYU team, a BYU team better than Kansas State. God help us if Avery Johnson tries to transfer to BYU this week. I was more trepidatious about that. Hey. How much more can the defense do? Are you ready to anoint this as the best Texas Tech defense in your lifetime, in your viewing time, all time, whatever? Run game is back, and you're going to be in trouble. Thank you, Kobe Williams. Diggy doing what he could. Offensive line didn't help him out much. Morton back. There will be those who say, well, there was rust, there was this. No, I think he was held back by Mac Leftwich, who seems to just have an aversion to throwing the ball more than 10 yards downfield. Oh, it's 3rd and 15. That's fine. Throw it 10 yards downfield. The offense, to me, is stagnating and regressing from an attacking downfield standpoint, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Maybe he just doesn't think the offensive line can block well enough to allow Morton to have 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds to throw downfield. Maybe that's it. Maybe he understands it better than we do. Texas Hoosier. Sorry, I got an itch right there. J-Rod is absolutely on the level of Zach and Senior Sack. Best defensive players ever to wear the red and black. And again, totally I use the impact meter. The impact that he has on a game, you know? I went looking for that, and I got distracted, Stephen, on the best Tech ATS season ever. It's got to be up there, and I'm going to get a hold of Phil Steele, and I've got a few other people. Got distracted this week, and it's legit again. The game went off. Did it go off flat 7 for most of you guys? I had it at flat 7. I got it at flat 7. Cruised right over the total, 51.5, 52. Just blew by that late. So, yeah. Because I was thinking this was not a dead under, but I thought this was a tick under. I had it 30-20 going in. Happy to be wrong on the 43-20. Got the 20 right. 13 points to the good on the other side. Yeah, this is a Texas Tech team that's just been crushing at ATS and has been burning a lot of sharps here lately that have looked either at a really big number like Oklahoma State and go, God, can they keep doing that? Really? Backup quarterback, can they? And looking at, the Bermuda Triangle of Manhattan and go, oh, all right, man, trap game, not trap game, but, tough game. And you got BYU coming up. And yet they cover again. We're going to figure this out. If anybody else can figure it out and post it tonight, Phil Still probably has the best resources on it, unless you're paying money for some stuff. JCTT is on our YouTube channel. By the way, everybody, welcome on in to Raiderland Rewind, brought to you by Live Life Well Clinic of Lubbock, Texas, headed up by Dr. John Skelton, former Red Raider football player. They have a tremendous website. I want you to go there. I want you to go to their Facebook page tonight and tell them thanks for supporting what we do here in Raiderland. They do in-person telemedicine. You can sign up and get your introductory, what do you call it, when you sit down and talk to people? Consultation, right? All those things. We want you to be healthy before you get unhealthy. Guys, I know we got a lot of, and ladies and women as well, but all throughout the age demographics. Younger guys, you're dealing with different things. You're getting beat up, weekend warrior stuff, whatever. Guys my age were like, my belly doesn't feel good. I eat hot wings. They ain't nothing right. They can work on all those things and more. Maybe you've been dealing with some things that just, it's chronic. Whatever it is, it's chronic. It just, you're nothing against your doctor or whatever, but it's just not working out. That's where they can come in and help. They can take a different approach for you. Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock. And we are in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, of course. If you're outside of Lubbock, you're looking for great Western-style furniture. hatcreek.us. They ship anywhere. Great Facebook page. Go there tonight. The Power of 5 people tonight, listening to all of our sponsors, Market Street, United Street, Supermarkets included. Tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland. None of these shows happen without them. None of this takes place without them, whether it's my programming you love on radio or whatever. Tell the sponsors thanks. All right? All right, so JC best D at Tech, easy, best in the country, considering we play against real quarterbacks, coached by great coaches in the Big 12. Offensive line is better than last year, marginally. Marginally seems to be the word of the night. Marginally. Randy Wade, how many beers did the offensive line buy the defense every week for bailing them out? All of them, however many they need. Darren saying this is the best Texas Tech defense of all time. I can't argue with you right now, by the way. Andy St. John Morton got better as the game went on and is healthy. Greatness. Agree about the refs. Mark says, your Mark has done jack on the refs since he got here. What do we got to do? What do you want to do? Tell me what your Mark is supposed to do. They got rid of the old director of officiating. I think that was a good move in the right direction. And it's not just the Big 12. I think officiating kind of stinks all around because there are too many rules. There are a lot of bad rules. There are a lot of rules that are hard to administrate. Then you add in the layer of replay and how they screw that up. So, yeah, officiating. Too many rules. Start over. Throw the rule book away, rewrite it. Sort of like the rules of golf for amateur players. Another topic, another day. Props to Fighting Rich Rods for helping us out today. They take down Houston. Old Texas Tech man. Big loss, Houston losing. We hate it when they lose to West Virginia. A lot of people were looking at that thing saying that was a spot play to go against Houston. Emotional win last week. Go against them. I don't know about that. I wasn't just lining up to put money down on West Virginia. Let's hope that got the big win out of West Virginia. And you don't have to do anything about it. James, I'm a Houston for about 4 hours tonight. I'm a Houston. I don't know what that means. Jared, I was there 17 years ago, and I may have to go again with my kids in tow. I assume, where were you 17 years ago? But I assume maybe Lubbock or something. Defense won the game. Offense needs to be sharper. Yeah. Agreed. 100%. You know? My man Browning, class president, Coronado Mustangs. All I can hope is that John Curry has a Mustang Effort t-shirt. Just the white t-shirt, red lettering, Mustang Effort. That's all I ask. They quit doing that years ago. When he was there, it was all about, I think their logo was, or slogan was something like playing for the C. Playing for the C. What about the W? We need more W's, not C's. But anyhow, he needs a Mustang Effort shirt. If he doesn't have one, we need to get him one. Awesome to see, though. Jared, what happened with Dickey? I noticed they are playing Williams and Dickey equally. Is Dickey hurt? No, they've done this all year. They've not split, but they alternated series, and then they've gone kind of with the hot hand. So like the night, where Dickey had the 263, he got a lot more carries than Williams because he was the hot hand today. Early Williams, hot hand, he was getting the carries. And he got the first two series, Dickey came in, blah, blah, blah. But no, Dickey's not hurt. It's just that's the way it's breaking out. Word of the night, drinking game word of the night for Rewind, O-line and marginal. Robert C. Carter makes the O-line survivable. Survivable. Hey, by the way, offensive lineman, if you're going to be marginal, tuck your freaking shirts in and look like a fat football player instead of having those white aprons hanging out like you're doing pizzas at the local Dion's or someplace. I don't know where you are. You look like slobs, you play like slobs, you jump off sides. Wearing aprons, act like a football player. Good Lord. Gary, couldn't block a guy with one arm and one club. James, I think I had 3 strokes just to win, baby. Actually, I think Kansas State got tired or just worn out. You did. You wore them out. You wore them out mentally, physically. You were more physical than them. They were the team that was the big takeaway team this year in college football in the Big 12. They were the team that was bullying people the last couple of weeks. You went in there, you punched them in the mouth defensively. And you wore them down and you overwhelmed them. You know? That's what a good team does. Tom T. Rex, Barron a bit rusty in the first half, totally understandable. Great in the second half. I could go to the, see if I can go to the breakdown, second half breakdown. Can get there, maybe quarter half Cumes. Let's go second half Cumes for Texas Tech. Second half, total yards 249, 220. Your rush average was 16 rushes, 6.2 yards, 99 total rush yards in the second half. Passing 9 of 14, 150 yards passing, 1 of 5 on the penalties, 2 of 6 thirds down for Texas Tech. Total plays 30, 8.3 yards per play. They were 5.4 yards per play. Time of possession 13-30 for Tech, 16-30 in the second half. You had a turnover. You forced 3 for them. Yeah, that one fumble that you lost early on, and there you go. So second half passing there, 9 of 14, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. First half passing, you were 12 of 18 with the interception and no touchdown for 99 yards. And that's where we, if we, however long you guys want to stay here tonight and go through advanced stats and different things. Here you go. And this is what I'm talking about. Turn Barron Morton loose. Go downfield. You need to go downfield via play action, and I didn't see nearly enough of it today. Deep passing today, you were 2 of 6. They were 2 of 5. Medium passing, and that's 5 to 14 yards. You were 8 of 12. 9 of 11 short passing. So 17 of 23 completions were 14 yards or under. The fish are further out. Throw deeper. Brad gets in. Hey, legendary Texas Tech Red Raider, Monterey Plainsman. 11 a.m. is the new 2:30. That's right. Prime time, back east. Big 12, noon. CJ, game day I heard maybe in Lubbock. I was hearing on the Tech Radio Network, confirmed that ESPN is coming to Lubbock for game day. Tex Hoosier, I believe this is the first week of the college football poll. Yeah, I think Monday night is when we get it. That's now the only one that matters. That's the one you need sexy game wins. That's the one you need all sorts of the not just analytics, but everything you got to do to look good. Jeff, same thing. Alan, Avery Johnson will tear up the Big Ten next season, playing for Matt Rule. Maybe Matt. Can we have a discussion this week about Matt Rule and why people think he's a great coach? He's never beat anyone. No, literally. He's never beat anybody that is ranked. Anyone. At all. Jared, I'm watching Nebraska, Matt Rule, and USC Lincoln Riley, and all I can see is Oklahoma versus Baylor. I didn't even know that comment was coming up. I just saw the Avery Johnson. Ryan, passing offense looked much better this week with Morton back. Well, it should. He is the better passing quarterback. He's a very good passing quarterback. It better look better. It needs to look more better next week. It needs to look more downfield. JC, are we more worried about polls produced by folks that don't care or rankings by a committee that does? You care about the ranking by the committee that does matter and care. Any belief we lose to ASU? Huh? Any belief we've lost? Clarify your statements. Give it another go. I don't know what you're saying. Offense throttled down, it seems, have to stay within the O-line capabilities. We said that earlier on the rewind here tonight. That maybe part of it is just Mac Leftwich doesn't believe in the offensive line that they can block long enough to go downfield. I don't know. James Campbell, 24-11. Defense was masterful. From my vantage point, I like a guy who comes in, rolls in hot, And so from my vantage point, or where the vantage point was, that he took away the run game, which left KSU with Avery, his legs, passing game only. Bingo. Is exactly what they did. They did it to Dampier. They've done it all year. That I was really thinking, today that I like Tech going up against a running quarterback or a run first quarterback, because I believe they can control that and take it away with a base front, discipline rush lanes, force them into doing something that they don't want to do, which is being a passing quarterback, and that they could get home with pressure. That I really think the danger is going against a quarterback who is pass first, pass heavy, stretch the field downfield, throw it deep, and put pressure on your defensive backs, which, by the way, I still have concerns about the secondary. Is it okay to have that conversation that we can still kind of sit there and go, man, they don't have to cover that often, but when they do, still sometimes a little bit, can we have that discussion? I'm still not sold. I don't think they're bad. They're better. They're even more than marginally better than last year. But still, just sometimes they get lost, it seems like. Don't turn around. 43-20. Hyatt sitting there bitching about the secondary. Yeah, that's what we do. If you want to have a special season, if you want to go to the college football playoff, if you want to play in the Big 12 title game, guess what you do? Guess what you do? You do exactly what the coaches do. What do you think the coaches are doing right now? You think they're sitting there, and they're going to be watching clips, by the way, on the plane on the way back, on their laptops. They're going to be watching Game Field on their laptops on the way home. They wait until they get back. They got all that stuff. You think they're going to be sitting there going, man, we are freaking awesome, great. No, they're going to be going, oh, crap. We got to clean that up. We got to clean that up. So it's okay for you as fans to do the exact same thing. Enjoy the win, celebrate the win, say this is great, but also say, hey, if you want to be great, then this has to change. The penalties have to change. The offensive line has to get better. Secondary's got to make a few better reads, adjustments. It's okay for you to say that. You have the same luxury the coaches do. In fact, you have more. You know why? You pay their freaking salary. You pay the bills. OC is play calling like Kitley. Yeah. We're sneaking in a little more of that side-to-side stuff. Cody Will, ESPN Flex, Tech BYU. Nope. It's solid 11. Jacob Rodriguez stepping into the realm of Donnie Anderson lore. Ho, ho, ho. I would say Donnie Anderson. Zach Thomas, senior sack, already been mentioned. Yeah. I think he is. With games to go, Stephen J-Rod Curry Roberts need to get some commission when our linebacker coach gets a raise or DC offer. Yeah. Jan gets in. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Too many nitpicking rules. Go back to long pants, full pads, and let's play real football. And tuck in your shirt, fat offensive lineman. You look like you're wearing aprons at a pizzeria. Devin says, or Darren, Kirk said today that ESPN wasn't coming to Lubbock since they can't beat K-State. Oh, well, there you go, Kirk. Well, he didn't have to come. Wood Butcher. We need to know more about that name. So proud of this team, their willingness to keep fighting. And they do. Even in the loss, they kept fighting. Mark, whatever it takes, must be a Coronado Mustang right there. Must be a fellow Mustang. 17 years ago equals last game day. And the Texas Tech game against Texas, Crabtree, all that good stuff. Alan, it was closed because we got rain. What was closed? Something was closed. Big quarterback commitment tonight. I believe that's already happened, has it not? Already went to Tech. Stash attack. Yeah, fans of the stands next week need to have, the fake mustaches and everything else. Herb Street said ESPN because I can't. All right, got that on that. Jeff, at the end of the first half, lineman that got the false start walked off grinning. All you need to know. I didn't see that. Hate to hear that. Gino, the two guards look like some good old redneck beer drinkers I'd hang out with. Yeah, but how about block better? Coach them up high at Glenn. I'm willing to do it for half of what they're making. Previous comment should say I'm a Houston fan tonight against Cincinnati. Yeah. Cincinnati's playing Utah. The 11 Utes. Yeah. What do you really think about the O-line? Yeah. Post link, don't know. StreamYard link to let people join. We did post the link. If it didn't link in, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, it should be there. Committee Tuesday was reason for late TD. Next week, says Jared. I want to see Jacob Rodriguez or Romello Height line up Bear. BYU quarterback like Dwayne Slay on average. We need to add unbelievable stress to the young freshman quarterback. We'll see. Sorry. Of course, we're concerned about committee. Point is, they are convened by college football playoff, which is controlled by ESPN, hence the SEC. Well, okay, well, then take it out of their hands and go win the Big 12 title, the Big 12 championship game. 11-1, Big 12 title game. Take care of things. Ryan gets in on Facebook. Tech's winning recipe is to get a lead and turn the pass rushers loose. They're impossible to block. John Kurtz, our guest earlier this week, who covers Kansas State and the Big 12, spoke to that, in the game, said just if you fall behind Tech, you're done. You're done. If you got to pass, you're done. And I agree with him. Good is the enemy of great, said Collins. Offensive line got better when Janos benched. We need Utah to win tonight. It don't hurt. It would certainly help. I mean, if you're talking about winning the Big 12 regular season, and we were to the point now. I'm not discounting like regular season championships or anything else, but the way it's set up now, and with the title games, and you get the automatic playoff bid and everything else. Well, yeah, it's great if they win, but you don't need Utah to win tonight to control your own destiny to win the Big 12 title game, which to me is more important than whether you're 1-2 or anything in the league. Yeah, would you like to have the best record in the league and win the tie breaks and everything else? Sure, absolutely. But to me, it's winning your next 3 games if you're Texas Tech and winning the Big 12 championship game. Stephen, I don't have the same luxuries the coaches do. I had to pay for my Tech hoodie. Jared, I'm a school teacher, and I died laughing when 6th grade hit the 6-7 celebration with 7 Jordan after the scoop and score. Which I'm still kind of late to the party on the whole 6-7, 67 there, but yeah, I get it. It's a thing, and okay. Swerve City Crimes on YouTube. I was at the game. I'll never forget Slay's hit. The roar of the crowd, even the replay, everyone went, ooh. So what I remember about that weekend when Dwayne Slay was darn near killed Allen Everidge, that was the weekend I found out we were pregnant with my son. That's what I remember more than anything else. Everybody else thinks of it as that Kansas State game and everything else. And me, I'm like, oh, we're going to have a baby. Huh. Well, how's the game going? We have to win out now. It's 4-0. We had to win out before. The minute you lost at Arizona State, you had to win out. You had to win every game. Nothing has changed. Just that by winning this game, by doing this, you set up everything in front of you, you control it, and you get to do it against the best. And this is really important here. You get to do it against the best possible opponent you could play at this point in the Big 12, right? That if you had to set it up, that the way the league is broken this year, the way things have gone, that late in the season, with all eyes on the Big 12 and all eyes in Jones Stadium, in the nation looking on, that you've got the best possible team you could play, better than Cincinnati, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens tonight with Cincinnati, and they may, donkey stomp Utah. And I don't know. Utah's favored for, but that this is as good as it gets for you to make your case next Saturday. And you had to win anyways, but it's not like you're doing it against a Midland team. That if you do it, you've done it against the best possible scenario you can get. Things don't normally line up that way for a lot of teams. And you win that one, and you still got to go win against UCF, and you still got to go to West Virginia, and who the hell knows what it's going to look like at West Virginia when you go down there on the 29th of November. But it's pretty freaking impressive. All right, this is Raiderland Rewind. Your thoughts? What do you like about the game? Concerns, questions, thoughts, anything else? We'll go for a few more minutes. Again, the power of 5. And we talk about this on the daily broadcast every night that we do live, 6:30 Central. If 5 people who watch our shows will go to our great sponsors every day on their social media feeds, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter X or their websites or whatever, and say, hey, thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. And you do this for all the products you love, all the shows you love, not just mine. None of this media exists without great sponsors. Tonight, Live Life Well Clinic in Lubbock. They're on Facebook. They're on, they got a great website. And then, of course, Hat Creek Interiors here in the Hat Creek Interiors studio. Hey, guys, be careful if you go to their website at hatcreek.us. Hide your credit card. That's all I'm saying. Hide your credit card. If you've had a few cocktails, hide your credit card. Because you're going to see someone go, I got to have that. I got to have that in my house. I got to have that in my man cave. I got to have that in my living room, my dining room, out on my patio. It's all good stuff. And then everybody on the chat line tonight, you need to go thank United Supermarkets and Market Street for making that happen. Longtime sponsors here in Raiderland. Jared, how ironic that Arizona State quarterback now out for the year, and Jalen Tyson still isn't 100%. That means ASU had to sacrifice everything against Texas Tech, and Tech's still relatively healthy at that point. Yeah, I don't know if ironic is the right word. If you're a Tech fan, you're just like, yeah. BYU, says Ryan, has had several close games. Tech should handle them. He said handle them. Ryan said handle them. West Virginia will be liquored up on moonshine and burn couches regardless of the outcome of Tech in West Virginia. And you got that feller there all dressed up like Davy Crockett or whatnot. I know Daniel Boone, more Daniel Boone than Davy Crockett, firing off that musket. Nothing will make you jump more than being on press row calling a game at West Virginia in basketball in their arena. You know it's coming. Right before the start of the game, you know he's going to fire the musket, and you still flinch every single time he does it. Every single time. James, big games are a derivative, that's a fancy word for those of you in Muleshoe, of a great culture. McGuire has been planning this for this game all year. He kind of spoke to it a little bit after the game on the post-game radio interview with Chris Level there on the Tech Network about, this is a little bit, why this team was put together. Is a very close team, and that you want this moment. You want this moment to happen. You play for this moment. In my broadcast career at Texas Tech with both Lady Raider basketball and Larry Hayes Texas Tech baseball, I was around multiple championship teams, and I can tell you that the teams that reach this moment, that's what they live for. The ones that excel in games like this, that's what they're built for. Psychologically, more so, mentally more so than physically. that there are a lot of great, talented teams out there, but there are very few championship caliber teams in between the years, competitive wise and otherwise, that can handle the moment. I was fortunate to be around a lot of them, and I know what they look like, and I know what they don't look like. You know, like I said, I was fortunate to do a lot of cool things for a lot of decades. Jeff, turnovers the difference. We beat them at their own game. Yeah, they came in the high force and turnovers team, and you did everything that they do to beat people. You turned them over. You out physicaled them. You out everything they do. Very much like what you did to Utah on the road. You did to Utah what they think they're supposed to do to teams. You beat them up physically. Took away a running quarterback. I know Johnson had the long run, but I think they did a pretty good job on Johnson for the most part. I know. All right, last chance. Fire a few more questions in on the United Supermarkets chat line before we get out of here. We're going to archive this on the website here in just a little bit, theraiderland.com. We'll have our 5 things we know on a Sunday that we churn that out every week. We love getting your comments on that, sharing it. The Sunday column has nothing to do with sports. For those of you who are new to Raiderland, it has nothing to do with sports. It's about life, the universe, and everything. Whatever's on our mind on a Sunday. Could be food, music, politics, life. I don't know. You just never know. So that's why you check it out on a Sunday. It's one of my favorite things to write every week. This game, very much like the Utah game, wore them down and broke away late. I agree. Let's see. Was there anything else we didn't get to tonight? I was probably not hard enough on the offensive line, but I'm sure the coaches will take care of that. Welcome back, run game. How much more can the defense do? What more do you want? Bottom line, it's a hell of a time to be a Tech fan, isn't it? Right? We have said for many years, at least maybe the last 10, 15 years when I was doing stuff, enjoy these moments in the moment. It's okay to be critical where it needs to be critical and say, hey, you can do better here and all these things. We talked about that. But enjoy these moments. Don't wish them away. Don't do whatever next week or whatever, because these are the good old days. Never be afraid to enjoy the moment for what it is and enjoy it while still looking around saying there's more to come. You can do these things, but don't just piss away anything in the moment, because it can go away real quick. I think we've seen that in so many different sports at Texas Tech or otherwise. Whoever your favorite teams are, that enjoy the moment while still looking big picture, but enjoy the moment because it can go away fast. These are the good old days. Right now, you have no idea what's going to happen Saturday. If they lose, it'll suck. If they win, it only gets better. But don't deprive yourself of joy while still, being able to say, hey, you can do different things. My man, Danny Vaughn, great Raider, professional broadcaster, much unlike myself. He's a pro. Late to the show, got to share my 96 memory of flying to Wichita with 4 duct tape coolers full of Coors Light since Kansas had near beer. Things are better today. Set it home with a tumbler of rum. That is my man, Dagger Dan. Agreed. Enjoy the ride. I enjoyed the fact that Tech dominated time of possession. Another key factor. Agreed there. All right, we're going to jump out here tonight. We're going to kick this over to the website, theraiderland.com. We'll be with you this evening on social media, Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. And then, of course, I want everybody to sign up for all of our platforms. They're all free. So if you're not on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, do that. Or if you're not on our Facebook page, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, do that. They're all free. We do different stuff. We're going to be with you on the morning column, 5 things we know on Sunday. And then coming up Monday, we'll be coming to you live from Red River, New Mexico at our home away from home there, Lifts West. And we'll be at Red River Brewery for the daily show, the daily broadcast Monday night. So get ready for us to be coming to you from the mountains starting tomorrow evening and Monday. All right, you guys are the best audience out there. Please share this. Thank our sponsors. You guys know what to do. We'll see you around theraiderland.com.